Today we're going to be talking about guitar practice mistakes that every guitarist makes and how to fix them and improve your practice. But very briefly, I want to thank you all because we recently hit 200 subscribers on my channel. I really enjoy making content and doing music, so it means a great deal to me. I really appreciate support and I want to thank you all so much. But now let's get on to the first mistake, which will be doing too much too fast. The problem with doing super long practice sessions, especially when you're a beginner, is that for the majority of the population, you'll just get bored and you won't want to do it. Because when you have these 2 or 3 hour long sessions scheduled into your day every day, it will just be looming over you the whole day and you won't look forward to playing the guitar. It will just be really scary. So what you end up doing is you go, I'll just do it tomorrow. You'll put it off and then skip it. And that'll become a recurring thing, so you won't end up playing the guitar. So the best thing you can do to actually get sat down and practicing in a fun way and keeping it fun is spread it out over the week. You don't have to practice every single technique in every single song every single day. So set some techniques to one day, some more to the next, some songs to the next, and keep going until you have a practice plan with some manageable practice times. Consistency is the best way to progress in a skill. You could even do just 15 minutes every single day will get you better at that skill. And over time, once you get more comfortable and more dedicated and you know this will be my instrument, you can dedicate more time to it, so you can have maybe an hour and a half long practice sessions, 2 hour practice sessions, whatever you feel comfortable with. Just don't start out with these massive practice sessions as soon as you start guitar. It's not necessary, it won't be fun, and it won't be practical. Next, we're going to talk about not prioritizing what you actually need to practice. So obviously everyone will be better at some areas of the guitar than others. And yes, it's really fun to do what you're good at because you're super comfortable in that area. But we still need to practice what we're bad at, otherwise it will just fall further behind than what we're already good at. So what we can do is we can go back to that practice plan we made and put 1 or 2 days dedicated to the areas that we're bad at the front of the week, or just push those areas that we're bad at to the front of the practice sessions so that we can dedicate more time and energy to the areas that we're bad at and actually progress in them. We'll still practice what we're good at, obviously, because we still need to keep it fun and keep those up to par and maybe even progress in those areas along the way. But we do need to focus on what we're bad at because we need to have a nice well-rounded skill level in all techniques, otherwise we'll just be limited to some things that we can or can't play. This is why it's also a nice idea to explore many different genres. Then the next mistake I'd like to talk about is playing too fast, too quick. I know it's really fun to play really fast and it's a goal for a lot of people, but if we get to that speed too quickly in our journey of guitar, we'll probably develop some bad habits and drill them into our brain and into our muscle memory. So when we try to fix them when we're a more experienced guitarist, it will be really difficult because we've been doing it for so long. So what we need to do when we're practicing, say with a metronome, we'll try and build up our speed going 5 BPM increments or 10 BPM increments. Maybe when we're practicing, we just play a little bit slower and really focus on our technique. Make sure it's absolutely perfect so we can develop good habits. And then in the long run, it will be much better because we'll have one good technique which will make it easier to get faster, but also we won't have to fix those bad habits in the future because we'll already have made good habits and have good technique. It is still really good to explore those waters of high BPMs and high speeds so we can track our progress and also get our fingers used to moving that quick. Even though it will sound a little bit bad because we're out of our comfort zone, we can still get our fingers just a little bit more used to getting up to that speed. So we'll be a bit more comfortable when we eventually do get to that speed. But when we're doing our day-to-day practice, turn down the BPM a little bit, really focus on getting some perfect technique every single time. And when we notice our technique starting to fade a little bit, maybe drop it down 10 or 5 BPM even, and just sit there for a few times. And then take it back up again, see what you can do, and then sit there again, or just stay back at the 5 or 10 BPM lower. The next mistake is quite a big one, and it's only practicing songs or only practicing technique. Only practicing songs means you won't progress in certain areas that might not be in the song or are in the song but you're struggling with, and you can't really focus on what's lacking because it's in the middle of the song or solo. And yes, I know you can just replay or practice that certain section of the song, but it's much more worth a while just sitting down and practicing that technique for about 15 minutes every day. You'll progress much more, and it's just a much more effective way to get better in that area of the guitar. But only practicing technique means you can play fast. You play really fast maybe. But when it comes to actually applying those skills to a song, you'll find that you can't. Because you haven't had an experience with actually playing with a song. There's a lot more going on with the song, much more you've got to think about and listen to as well in a song. So you're going to have a mix of playing songs, practicing songs, and practicing technique. Also, a really good way to practice a song, or a better yet, a solo that you're struggling with, is take it down to a BPM where you're comfortable or really comfortable with, take it down even further, and then gradually progress the BPM or percentage of the speed of the song. Just exactly the same as you would with a metronome practicing techniques, but with that particular solo so you can get it good. This is a really effective way and a must do if you want to get that specific song perfect, really perfect for a gig or coursework for a school or college. So if you want to get that song or solo absolutely perfect, instead of practicing the technique within the song or solo, I'd prioritize practicing the song or solo by itself or with a backing track, and starting where you're comfortable or really comfortable, and then just gradually increasing the tempo, making sure that the technique is perfect. And the final mistake I'd like to talk about is not setting small goals. Setting small goals is super good. It can be just getting to a BPM a certain technique or completing a song. It's little things like this that you can achieve within weeks or months, instead of saying, I'm going to be a world famous guitarist, and that's your goal. Setting small ones along the way, many small ones along the way, can give you a lot of motivation to keep at it and keep progressing in that area. So pick a song or some techniques that you want to progress in, so maybe some ones you're weak in, and set some goals. Just go, I'm going to get to this BPM, this technique, and then practice it until you get to that BPM, and then set another goal. Or complete the song and then pick another, maybe more difficult song, and then complete that one. Little goals like these, again, really motivate you to keep going and keep progressing in the guitar, and will also make it fun because you have some milestones to achieve. So it's a little bit like a game if you think about it. But that was 5 practice mistakes that every guitarist makes and some ways to fix them. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, then give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss when I upload. And I will see you in the next one.